There are different potty sniffer air intake shroud designs available, but they all follow the same general install steps. Before beginning, make sure that the toilet tank water level is adjusted to the manufacturer's recommended fill. In this example, we have a dual flush style toilet, but the orientation of the overflow pipe allows us to fit a standard air intake. We do offer a more compact dual flush air intake shroud to accommodate tighter fit conditions, but we recommend using the larger size standard air intake whenever possible. Start by removing the refill tube from the top of the overflow pipe. In this case, we are also removing the original refill tube holder since it includes a flow adjustment valve that won't fit inside of the intake. We'll be connecting the new refill tube directly to the fill valve for this install since it was easy to remove. But in most situations, you can leave the original tube connected to the fill valve and use the straight barb connector included with the kit to complete the connection. Since the overflow pipe is tight to the flush valve, we're removing the centering ring to install the intake shroud off-center. Temporarily mount the shroud onto the overflow pipe and use a ruler to measure the position of the water level. We'll use this measurement to adjust the position of the vacuum relief tube, which needs to end up just below the water. Adjust the end of the vacuum relief tube to approximately 1/8 inch below the waterline. This setting delays full vacuum pressure from being re-established after flushing to just before the tank reaches the final fill level. Attach the refill tube to the top of the overflow pipe using the supplied tube clip. Position the clip so that it won't interfere with the intake shroud when mounted, and ensure that the end of the tube is mounted on the inside of the pipe so the water is sprayed into the pipe and not outside. Connect the other end of the refill tube to the fill valve port and lower the intake shroud into position. Adjust the vacuum relief valve float so that the valve is barely closed when the tank water level is full. In the event of an actual overflow, the valve will open to break the vacuum, allowing the overflow pipe to drain without interference from the sniffer pump. Complete the vacuum line connection from the sniffer pump to the air intake shroud. In most cases, the toilet tank will have an existing air vent cutout that can be used for the tubing and cable pass-through. With this toilet, the air vent cutout is designed into the tank lid, so position any tubing or cables accordingly for pass-through before replacing the lid. And we're done.